Imagine finding out that the very worst thing possible had happened to your loved one, and a police officer then shares with you the terrible news that it was self-inflicted. This could almost be impossible to accept, and it may lead your mind to convince itself it simply wasn't true. It just couldn't be. But what if it wasn't just a hunch that the police's findings weren't true? What if the evidence all pointed towards the police being wrong, but nobody would listen to your pleas for help? With injuries to their back, a door locked from the inside, and a 30-minute window full of utter mystery, let's investigate today's dark case. Viewer discretion is advised for this educational documentary. Welcome back to CASE Documentaries. I bring you true crime, disturbing stories and other things that you may later regret knowing, with regular uploads every week. Join the quickly growing CASE family by hitting subscribe now and turning on notifications. Thank you so much to all of my patrons. If your name is on screen right now, then you're a legend. Our love and respect goes out to all those affected by today's case. Ellen Rae Greenberg was born on March 13, 1983, in New York City in the United States. Born as the only child to her parents Sandra and Joshua, she grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with their full attention and love. From a young age, Ellen showed a big passion for academics, having a joy for learning that set her apart from her peers in school. She was described as vibrant and compassionate, having a kind nature about her that drew people in. Excelling academically, Ellen loved maths and science, having a curiosity for understanding the world around her, and pursuing a high degree of educational achievement. This curiosity continued through her time in Lower Merion High School, up until the time she graduated and continued her studies at the University of Pennsylvania, pursuing a bachelor's degree in biology. Unsurprisingly, Ellen excelled once again in her college endeavors, working hard to graduate with honors and earn the utmost respect from her professors and peers. Due to her love of learning, Ellen wanted to pass on a curiosity for education down to the younger generation. This caused her to start a successful career as a teacher. She was known for the attention that she paid to her students, teaching mathematics at Juniata Park Academy, a public school in Philadelphia. Ellen was well known as an enthusiastic, knowledgeable and compassionate teacher, someone who genuinely cared about her students' success, someone that cared about their well-being. Outside of her success in her career, Ellen had a close-knit circle of friends who adored her kindness and her sense of humor. Ellen had a passion for life, a love of traveling and embracing new experiences. But unfortunately, all of these positive qualities could not protect her from what happened next. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is often referred to as the city of brotherly love. But obviously, as with every city, there is another darker side. It was this area where Ellen found her home, and for a time, she lived happily. On January the 26th, 2011, the now 27-year-old Ellen left school early. This was due to an impending blizzard that caused an early day's end. After stopping to fill up her car with gas, she returned to her apartment that she shared with her fiancé, Sam Goldberg, a man that she had been with for 3 years. After spending a few hours together, Sam decided to go to the gym at around 4:45 p.m. After about 30 minutes, Sam had finished his workout and made his way back to the front door of his apartment. Expecting to simply open the door and walk inside, he was confused to find that the swing lock on the other side of the door had been activated. This kept him from entering. After knocking on the door, shouting for Ellen and receiving no response, Sam tried to text his partner from his phone, asking her to let him in. And here is what those text messages said. Message 1, hello. Message 2, open the door. Message 3, what are you doing? Message 4, I'm getting p***ed. Message 5, hello. Message 6, you better have an excuse. Message 7, what the f***? Message 8, Message 9, you have no idea. When she didn't respond to these messages either, Sam began to get slightly worried. He continued to text and call her from outside. Still receiving no response after 20 minutes of trying to get in, Sam then decided to search for the building attendant to report what was happening. He begged him to let him into the apartment using the master key. After explaining that he had been gone for only 30 minutes, and that he knew that his fiancée was in the apartment and must be unresponsive, the building attendant decided to aid Sam in forcing himself into the apartment. Upon entering, what the two discovered was the most surprising, horrifying thing they had ever seen. Lying on the kitchen floor with a 10-inch serrated kitchen implement plunged directly into her chest was Ellen, Sam's beloved future wife. Having been wounded over 20 times, 10 of which to her neck, Sam wondered what type of sinister event could have happened in the just 30-minute window that he had been gone. Sam immediately dialed 911, and here is that call.
Help, I need a emergency now. I just walked to my apartment. My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere.
What is the address?
4601 Flat Rock Road. Please come, help, now.
4601
Flat Rock Road.
Is this a house or apartment?
Oh no. Oh no.
Apartment.
It's an apartment.
What apartment number?
Please hurry, please.
Where is she bleeding from?
I don't know. I can't tell.
So you have to calm yourself down in order to get you some help.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking at her right now. I can't see anything. There's nothing broken. She's bleeding. Ellie!
You don't know where she's bleeding from? Can't tell where the blood's coming from?
I think her head. I think she hit her head, But it's everywhere.
Okay,
it's everywhere.
She might have fallen. Do you know what happened?
She may have slipped. There's blood on the table. Her face is a little purple.
Okay, hold on for rescue for her. Stay on the phone.
Philadelphia Fire Department 842. What's the address? No,
4601 Flat Rock Road. Please hurry.
4601 Flat Rock?
Yes.
What's wrong?
I went downstairs to go work out. I came back up. The door was latched. My fiance's inside. She wasn't answering. So after about a half hour, I decided to break it down. I see her now, just on the floor with blood. She's not responding.
Okay, is she breathing? Look at her chest. I need you to calm down, and I need you to look at her chest. It's really.
I really don't think she is.
Listen to me. Someone's on the way. Look at her chest. Is she flat on her back?
She's on her back. So I bring her.
Look at her chest and tell me if it's going up and down, up and down.
I don't see her moving.
Okay. Do you know how to do CPR?
I don't.
Okay, I can tell you what to do. Okay, until they get there. I want you to keep her flat on her.
God.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, okay.
Are you willing to do CPR with me over the phone until they get there?
I have to, right?
Okay, so get her flat on her back, bare her chest, okay? You want to rip her shirt off. Okay? Kneel down by her side.
Oh, my God. Ellie, please.
Listen, you can't freak out, sir, because you
Okay, I'm trying not to. Her shirt won't come off. It's a zipper. Oh, my God. She stabbed herself.
Where?
She fell in a knife. Oh, no, her knife's sticking out.
Her what?
There's a knife sticking out of her heart.
Oh, she stabbed herself?
I guess so. I don't know where she fell on it. I don't know.
Okay, well, don't touch it.
Okay, so I just let her here now? I mean, what do I do?
No, I mean, you can't. If the knife is in her chest, it's going to be kind of hard for you to do CPR at this time.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Police, which operator?
277.
Is someone coming here?
Yes, they are. You said 4601 Flat Rock, right?
Yes.
Okay, someone's on the way. And the knife is still inside?
Wait, so what?
The knife is still inside of her?
Yes, I didn't take it out.
Was it her chest or what area?
It's in her chest. It looks like it's right in her heart.
Okay, someone's on the way out there. Okay, just get.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay,
how old is she?
She's 27.
27, and there's no sign of life at all.
No, please don't be. What?
Pinch her under her arm and tell me if she responds to pain.
Ellie. She's not. Her arm and her hands are still warm. I don't know what that means, but there's blood everywhere.
I know, but you can't, and the knife is still inside of her. How far? Can you see how far it went in?
It looks pretty deep.
Okay.
It looks street, and it's a long knife.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah, don't touch anything, okay?
I'm not touching anything. I can't believe this, though.
So wait, it was just you there with her?
We're the only ones here.
And she ran in the door, you said latched it shut?
No, I went downstairs to work out, and when I came back up, the door was latched. Like it was, it wasn't like it was, it was like locked from the inside, and I'm yelling, so I'm
Was
yelling
your house
and
broken into?
No.
So there's no sign of a break-in?
No sign of a break-in at all. I mean, there will be when you get here, because I had to break the latch, but to get in.
Okay, 4601 Flat Rock, and this is a house, right?
It's an apartment, Flat Rock apartment.
Okay, that'll help.
Oh my god. All right, thank you. Bye.
Police were immediately dispatched to the location. They now needed to try and piece together what could have happened to Ellen Rae Greenberg in under 30 minutes. The investigation began with searching for signs of forced entry, as well as for any evidence of any kind of struggle through defensive wounds, but none of the sort were found. The only injuries that Ellen had sustained were related to the wounds from the sharp implement, and none that showed she was trying to fight off an attacker. After speaking with neighbours, police found that there were no unusual sights or sounds, and generally nothing out of the ordinary, and lobby surveillance cameras did not capture anything suspicious either. As the snow had already begun to fall, investigators thought to check the ground for footprints that might have led to or from the apartment. However, no such tracks were discovered. The only thing left for officers to do was to comb the apartment for DNA evidence, taking items back to the station to be tested. After pronouncing Ellen as officially deceased, police turned to Sam, Ellen's fiancé, requesting to interview him and collect a statement. After spending a prolonged period of time questioning Sam, police determined that his alibi was solid and that he had no hand in what had happened to Ellen. After testing on the DNA evidence was returned, every scrap of DNA was found to belong to Ellen, revealing no additional evidence of anyone else being in the apartment. With these findings, officers decided to rule Ellen's passing as a horrific, self-inflicted event. After Ellen's parents were informed of the tragic events, they tried to wrestle with the fact that Ellen's passing was due to her own hands, causing herself such extensive damage. They couldn't possibly believe this to be true, questioning whether the police had performed a thorough enough investigation. Shortly after, Ellen's autopsy was completed by a medical examiner, an autopsy that concluded what had happened to Ellen must have been a homicide. This was both solemn yet validating news, as Ellen's parents couldn't possibly believe that Ellen had done this to herself. After all, she was squeamish even when getting her ears pierced. How could she have had the courage or stomach to do this to herself, and so repeatedly? There was also no final note, and no evidence in Ellen's behaviour to suggest that she had wanted to do this. Over the subsequent weeks, police decided to look for confirmation of their assumption that Ellen may have had mental issues, trying to prove that she was responsible for what happened. However, Ellen's career had been blossoming, loved by students and co-workers. She was also supported by a loving family and partner, and she was planning a wedding too. She had even sent out save-the-date cards to family and friends, and she had done this just days before she met her end. It seemed like Ellen's life was going well. She was becoming more successful, and in a way, her life was only just beginning. On the other side of the same coin, Ellen had been suffering from anxiety. She was overwhelmed with the work that was required of her outside of teaching. As a newly qualified teacher, she was feeling what many other teachers felt. She was feeling insecurities and was overwhelmed. Because of this, Ellen had spoken to her parents about moving back to Harrisburg, where they now lived, to be close to them. This was surprising to them given the fact that she was planning a wedding with Sam. However, Ellen insisted that this desire to move had nothing to do with the relationship. Ellen and Sam were cited as being good together. At the time of her passing, Ellen had been seeing a psychiatrist for her struggles. They prescribed her with a few different medications to manage her anxiety, confirming that Ellen's relationship with Sam seemed to be healthy and free from any significant issues. The medications that Ellen had been prescribed were zolpidem and clonazepam. Both of these were found in her system during the autopsy, but this didn't raise any red flags. This is despite the fact that clonazepam is known to induce depressive ideations in some patients. However, following her passing, Ellen's psychiatrist stated to police that she was uneasy about taking the medications, but that there was no indication that she was abusing the pills in any way. Despite her struggles, Ellen's family had no indication that her mental issues were at any kind of level, that she would have been in the mindset to do any of this to herself. And according to her family, Ellen was still happy and hopeful about her future. By March of 2011, as the police continued to question the people in Ellen's life, the medical examiner's office overturned the conclusion of Ellen's report, changing it to homicide to being completely self-inflicted, contributing the cause of which to be her mental health, coupled with the fact that there was no evidence that she struggled against her assailant. This flipped the Greenberg family's world upside down, unable to comprehend the fact that Ellen would have done this. They immediately committed to fighting against this conclusion, doing everything they could to find the truth about what really happened to their daughter. As they looked into her case, suspicions began to grow. For example, several of her wounds were on her back, leaving her parents wondering how that was even possible. The Greenbergs decided to obtain Ellen's autopsy report. They hired medical experts, lawyers, and law enforcement officials to examine the case, all of which wrote independent reports questioning the occurrences surrounding Ellen's passing. All of these experts came to the conclusion that Ellen's death was eerily consistent with a homicide. This cited the multiple wounds, the wounds to the back, and the type of stains that were left behind. Experts continue to fight against the original conclusion, saying that the absence of defensive wounds is not a definitive reason to rule out a homicide, especially if the victim had been taken by surprise. A forensic pathologist who examined Ellen's scans noted that the fact her spinal cord had been severed during the ordeal, and they said that after this had occurred, it would have been impossible for Ellen to continue inflicting wounds on herself. It also would have meant she couldn't have lifted her arms to defend herself. Another expert noted the fact that Ellen had filled up her car with gas before returning home, citing that as unusual activity for someone who was planning to snuff out their own flame. Over a period of many years, numerous experts continued to look at Ellen's case in order to build evidence against the conclusion that this was self-inflicted. In 2018, the Greenberg family brought its evidence back to the courts in order to try and fight for the manner of Ellen's passing to be changed. Despite a re-examination, they came to the same conclusion. They said Ellen must have done this to herself, their main reason for doing so being new forensic evidence, which showed an internet search for suicide on Ellen's computer. Lawyers on the side of the Greenbergs jumped to dispute this claim, hiring their own forensic experts to examine the evidence. These experts found that these searches were suggested searches based on the direct searches that Ellen had made, and that these searches sought to learn the side effects of the new medications that she had been taking. Her family even said that she had been conducting internet searches to learn of the side effects of her medication, worrying especially about possible weight gain, since extremely negative ideation is a known side effect for her anti-anxiety medication. This search came up as a result of analytics and not a direct search. Ellen never actually searched for those words. The Greenbergs wouldn't take no for an answer. They continued to fight for their daughter. They spent even more time gathering evidence, all in order to argue against the conclusions of the police department and medical examiner. As of September 2023, Ellen's case visited the courts again with the hopes of changing the manner of her passing to be either inconclusive or homicide. This time, the most compelling evidence was the fact that multiple medical examiners had concluded that the wounds inflicted to Ellen's neck had occurred after she had already taken her last breath. Essentially, Ellen would have had to have done this after she had already passed, and obviously, this is impossible. Yet again, the Commonwealth Court ruled that the Greenbergs lacked enough evidence to bring a proper legal claim before the court. This was another shocking decision. Multiple judges had stated that they believed that the investigation was extremely flawed on the part of both the police department and the medical examiner's office. The Greenbergs are currently in the process of pursuing a civil suit against the medical examiner's office, as well as a suit which demands the police department to release surveillance footage that they obtained from outside Ellen's apartment. Despite the continuation on the part of Ellen's parents to gain justice for a seemingly suspicious interference with a fair investigation, Ellen's legacy lives on through the Ellen Greenberg Memorial Scholarship Fund, a fund which aims to provide financial support to students who are pursuing degrees in maths and science. The The Greenbergs refused to let Ellen's memory fade away. They continue to fight for justice. Do you have any theories about what could have happened in that 30-minute window? Please do let me know down in the comments, but remember to be respectful. Be careful out there, and I'll see you soon.